Hey guys, welcome back. I am excited about today's video because it is a collab with RISA Does Makeup, and I have known RISA for going on 20 years. I thought it was just over 15, but when I started thinking about it, I met her on a beauty website a long time ago when I was looking up things for my wedding, and that is closer to 20 years ago. And that's a long time. We have kept in touch ever since, off and on, and she is just such a genuine, real person. And in the beauty YouTube community, I feel like it is less common now to find just real, genuine people that want to just share their love of beauty and give advice to people. There's a lot of people now that just get into it for products or what they'll get out of it, but she is one of the good ones, and she is an actual makeup artist. And I think our channels complement each other really well because here you get more of the everyday perspective, how to get a real world look, and I might dip into the glam every now and then, whereas she is so good at the glam aspect of things. She can rock a false lash like nobody's business, and then she dips into the everyday, and there's just a place for both of our channels, and she is so good at what she does and just is very down to earth and real world and honest. And I just respect that about her so much. And if you haven't visited her channel, head on over there after you watch this video, of course, and check her channel out because I just really enjoy watching her videos. And today we're both going to be doing videos on FAB over 40, what we do to look and feel our best. And hopefully it will help you guys out, or maybe give you some tips or things you haven't thought about, or even if you have thought about some of these things and they may be obvious to you, it may give you a different perspective, whether you are 40 or made 40 a long time ago or aren't 40 yet. Sometimes it just helps to hear somebody else's train of thought on things. So if you are interested in hearing my top 10 things on what I do to look and feel best over 40, just keep watching. Okay, so when I first sat down and made my list, I realized that 5 things were more lifestyle related and 5 were more beauty related. So I'm gonna start with the 5 lifestyle related things first, and some of these are gonna seem really obvious probably to you guys. Maybe they'll just give you a different perspective on things, or hopefully some things you haven't thought about, and we'll just go from there. My number one thing that I started with is internal health. Keeping my internal health in check is just where everything begins for me. There are really 3 key components to the internal health that stood out for me. Number 1 is hydration. Keeping the body hydrated is going to flush out the toxins. It's going to keep the skin looking better. And, you know, as just a minute, I'm being guarded. And you know, more and more people I know have gotten kidney stones as they've gotten older, and I am one of them. I thought I was absolutely fine in drinking enough water, and last year I got my first kidney stone, and it was one of the most unpleasant things I've ever experienced, and I do not wish to experience it again. So I am going to keep drinking my water. And look, if you're one that you just don't like plain water, find something to flavor it with. And I don't mean the chemical laden sweeteners that are out there. Find one with natural sweeteners like stevia, or even a LaCroix, the carbonated with just natural flavors, those waters. Just get your water in. It's super important. Also with internal health, for me, it all starts with eating well too. I mean, if my diet is not in check, everything else falls apart. If you've watched my other videos, I do have some food sensitivities with wheat and gluten, which means eliminating pastas and breads and wheat and white flour and all those things. If you eat a lot of inflammatory things like that, it's going to lead to inflammation in the body, which leads to chronic inflammation, which is a huge problem for a lot of people. and that leads to other illnesses and issues. And a lot of health problems for people lead back to chronic inflammation. So eliminating inflammatory foods from the diet will help with that. And for me, that is something that is hugely important that I try to do. Do I do it always? No, but I do try to focus on that. So that is another part of that internal health. Another component is supplementation. That is going to vary, obviously, for each individual. Part of it for me is because I do have some stomach issues and I don't absorb all the nutrients that I need. I do have to take extra vitamin D. Some of that is going to be from having your levels tested and finding out what you are fine in and what you're deficient in. One thing that I do want to tell you guys about, if you are someone who has some bloating as the day goes on, which I think a lot of us as we get older do have, gas, bloating, constipation, all those fun things. This is something that has helped me out, my mom, and several of my friends that I have told about it. It's this probiotic pearls acidophilus. They have other formulations, but this is the one that I use. And it's just for digestive health. I've tried other probiotics in the past, and this is the one that has actually given me a noticeable benefit very quickly. I get this from Amazon. I am not affiliated in any way. It's just given me a noticeable difference. So that is the internal health. Number two, which is also internal health related, but I did want to give it a separate category just because I feel like it is so important, especially as we get older, is sleep. As we get older, our sleep habits, our sleep patterns become more erratic. I feel like we try to fit a lot more in our day, and so we might push our sleep back a little bit. Sometimes we wake up a little earlier. Our partners tend to snore more as they get older. Maybe we tend to snore more. I don't know, whatever it is. But getting a sufficient amount of sleep is just so important. It helps the body heal itself. It reduces our stress level. We can't function at a normal capacity without a normal amount of sleep. Period. Done. I did also talk about this little gadget in my Best of 2016 lifestyle video, and it's just this white noise fan machine that I got within this past year. And it's really helped me drown out a lot of the outside noise. I can travel with it. I can keep it in my bedroom. Even if you don't have a partner that snores, it just helps you settle and get into a nice sleep rhythm. There are apps on your phone that you can use for sound or just to help you gauge how well you sleep. And sleep masks, pillow sprays. I happen to like some of these pillow sprays and body lotions from Bath & Body Works. I'm holding it backwards. This one is Sleep Lavender Vanilla Pillow Mist. It's relaxing. I think they have a eucalyptus one. And I also think that as I've gotten older, it's more important for me to get into the habit of forming a good bedtime routine. I used to think that that was baloney when I was younger. Yes, I can just finish what I'm doing and go straight to bed. I am just not one of those people that can do that. I do things all night long. I don't just sit and relax at night. I multitask. I am doing things all over the house. A lot of women I know are like that. And I can't just shut it down and go straight to bed. So I need to have, maybe it's 30 minutes, maybe it's an hour, but it's just an amount of time that I set aside to unwind and relax, whether it is a bath, lighting a candle, reading for 15 minutes, whatever you choose to do. It's just a good idea to get in the habit of doing that most nights if you can. Number 3 for me is overall skincare. When I found a good overall skincare routine, I started to feel a little bit better about the way I look and feel. You guys know I do foundation reviews on a regular basis. If you're new to my channel, I do foundation reviews on a regular basis. And I can find the best foundation out there, but if I don't feel like my skin looks good underneath that foundation, I'm not gonna feel good about myself. Finding a good skincare routine and getting my skin in check has just been wonderful for me personally. If you are someone who just underneath it all, you're not feeling good about your skin, I would suggest starting there. I said this in one of my best of 2016 videos. It was my skincare one. I said that this was the year that I found facial oil, and it's really helped balance my skin. I think having a good serum, having a good moisturizer, it doesn't matter if it's high-end, low-end, or medical-grade skincare. Through trial and error, most of the time, unfortunately, is how you find these things. But having a good skincare routine, day and night, that you stick to is just super important. And again, that does go back to the things I said before, which are getting enough sleep and getting your diet in check. Because if my diet's not in check and I eat the wrong things, I'm also going to break out. And if I'm not getting enough sleep, my skin's going to look dull. If I'm not drinking enough water, my skin's going to look dull. All of those things intertwined go back to how the skin looks. Number 4 on the lifestyle end of things is exercise. I'll be the first to admit that over the past year or two, due to some outside circumstances, I have not been the best at sticking to a regular exercise routine. Therefore, I am not feeling the best about myself in terms of physical appearance with my body. And that is something that has always been very important to me. And if you are like me, no matter what your size is, if your clothes are not fitting good, if you're not happy with the way you look, you're not going to look and feel your best. You're not going to feel like you look your best. And that is something for 2017, at least, I'm going to try to get back on a regular workout routine. And I know a lot of people say that with the new year, but in order to look and feel your best, you really need to be exercising. And that also goes back to the sleep that I talked about earlier. Years ago, I guess it was about 4 or 5 years ago, I went to my doctor because I was having sleep issues, and he asked me if I was exercising the way I normally do. And I was not, because I was coming off of an injury from exercise. And he said, if you can get back to exercising the way you normally do, you're going to sleep better. And I just wanted him to give me a pill because I needed to sleep. And he wouldn't. He was actually being a good doctor, right? So he told me to get back to my normal exercise routine and come back to him and tell him if I was sleeping better. And sure enough, it worked. So if you start to move more, you are going to function better overall, and your mental health is going to be better, your mood's going to be better, you're going to look better, you're going to feel better, you're going to sleep better. Everything comes full circle. So start moving more, and I don't mean just cardio, especially as we get older. I've always been one that has told people to strength train, not only as we get older for bone density, but it is harder to get the weight off and keep it off. And if you are able to increase your metabolism and get a little bit more muscle mass going, and I don't mean like Hulk muscle mass, you're not going to do that. If you get more lean muscle mass, you are going to be able to eat a little bit more. You're not going to have to work as hard to keep weight off or to get it off, and you don't have to kill yourself with cardio. So work in some kind of strength training. That's something that I've always liked to do anyway, but for me, that is my number 4, is exercise with strength and cardio. Number 5 on the lifestyle half is a little bit different, I think. It is to avoid chaos and declutter. And that may sound kind of strange, to look and feel your best, but if I am avoiding chaos, and I guess that is kind of all encompassing, meaning keep toxic people at arm's length. And maybe as I've gotten older, my level of caring has gone out the window. I just don't allow them to bother me as much as I did when I was younger, and I just kind of do my own thing. I don't know, I'll leave it at that. But keep them at arm's length. Do what makes you happy. Keep the chaos as tame as you can. Declutter. Yes, declutter your house. Go at your own pace. It may take weeks. It may take months. I could do videos on that, decluttering your house, but declutter your life too. I'm not going to elaborate too much here because there's all kinds of decluttering videos and books and all that kind of stuff. But If you can get into a process of getting things decluttered mentally and physically, you're going to be in such a better state to where you are going to feel more at peace, and you're going to have more time to do things that you really want to do, and you're just going to feel better overall. And for me, that is so important, because otherwise I will live in a state of tension. I'm not going to sleep well, and I'm just not going to feel good because I'm going to be stressed out. And that does reflect in the way you look. It does reflect in the way you feel. That is just something that is super important, is avoiding chaos and just decluttering and living a peaceful life. So moving on to the last 5, which might go a little bit quicker because they are beauty related. They're a little bit more simple and fun, I guess. The first one is finding a really good concealer and foundation combination as the basis for your makeup look. And for me, this year, I had discovered Tarte Shape Tape, and I feel like if I have Tarte Shape Tape and whatever foundation of the day I am choosing, you know, it doesn't matter if it is a liquid foundation or a powder foundation. I did a video not too long ago on my top 5 high-end foundations, and I can link that. I'm holding 2 colors because I mix light sand or light and light medium to put under my eyes, and I use the light medium to spot conceal, and I'm good to go. I feel like as long as my dark circles are covered under my eyes and I can spot conceal any sunspots or red marks, whatever, I feel a little more confident. And that is really all I need as far as my foundation and my makeup looks go. And I feel like I'm all set. And number 7, since we are talking about eyes, I'm just gonna stick with that general area and go with brows. In the past couple of years, and I don't know if any of you are the same, but I feel like my brows have gotten a little bit thinner and they are no longer as even with each other as they once were. I feel like one brow is a little bit more sparse than the other, and I'm having to work with them a little bit more. And this is something that I did not have to do when I was younger. So for me, working on my brows a little bit before I head out the door is something that I do need to do now. So this is something that helps me feel a little bit better about how I look. And I personally like to use a pencil and a fixative of some sort. I've really been liking the Benefit Gimme Brow because it does have a little bit of pigment in it and I guess fibers. And I use the shade 1, which is kind of a taupe color. I'll either do the pencil first and then kind of fix it with this, or I'll use this first and then use a pencil. And I kind of think I might like doing it that way better. I think it's a little bit quicker and I use a little bit less pencil. And I either use Anastasia Brow Wiz or my recent discovery, NYX Micro Brow. So this is just a step I used to not have to take, and now I do. I just feel like, you know, because my brows are now uneven, I really have to do this. I am trying castor oil. Someone told me about lavender essential oil too. So the things that I'm having to do for my brows now that I've not had to do in the past are quite interesting. So that is my number 7 tip or thing that I'm having to do now to look and feel my best. Number 8, any of you wimpy lash girls hopefully understand this struggle, and this has probably been going on a long time, but I feel like more so now that I'm a little bit older. A good eyelash curler and a good mascara can work wonders to just open up your whole face. And so I do feel like this is something that is necessary for me to look and feel my best if I'm going somewhere so that I can look wide awake. I have very small eyes and light lashes that stick straight down. And if I am going somewhere and I don't have eye makeup on, I feel like I almost look sick because I don't know, you can't even see my eyes. I've been using the Shiseido eyelash curler for years, and this probably has mascara on it because I used it this morning, but it is good for small eyes. The curve is just right for my eye shape. I just love it. And the combination of mascaras that I really love the most right now is Supersizer and Too Faced Better Than Sex, but I am out of that right now, so I've kind of just been mixing this with various mascaras that I have, the Supersizer. And I just feel like I get really good lashes that way, and I use waterproof formulas so it holds the curl, and that is just something that I really like to do for myself if I am going somewhere. We're down to the last two. Number 9 is hair. I used to do my hair straight almost all the time, and over the past year, maybe year and a half or two, I've been doing a lot more loose curls, loose waves, different methods. I think finding just kind of a go-to hair look has been a good thing for me. I guess that's what this is about, is finding a go-to look for you that fits you, your personality, your style. For me right now, this is kind of what it is. I am growing my bangs out, so ignore that part of it. And this is my Hot Tools, I think it's an 1.5 inch curling iron that I use to achieve my loose waves, loose curls most of the time. I do have a curling wand that I use sometimes, but this is what I use most of the time just because it takes less time. And I have talked ad nauseum about the Living Proof Full Dry Volume Blast and the AMP Texturizing Volumizer. So I'm not going to beat you guys up about that again. They are in my November favorites and December favorite, or no, October favorites and December favorite videos more in depth. It has taken me like half my life to find products for fine hair that actually work. I also feel like having a go-to style that you can just do somewhat quickly is a good thing to have. I don't want to be in the bathroom forever in the morning. So that for me is just something that helps me look and feel my best. My last item that helps me look and feel my best over 40 is in the same vein of number 9, having a go-to Luke's interrupting me with a dream. How am I going to talk with this going on? If you're new to my channel, that is my dog. This has not happened on camera before. Oh God. What do I do? Oh my God, this is the cutest thing. The kids are gonna die. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Okay, moving on. So, what was I saying? Okay, my number 10 is very similar to number 9, and that is having a go-to makeup look that just makes you feel really good and you know is going to bring out your best features and make you feel good about yourself. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to stew over it. You may use different colors to get there, but you can just throw it on and know you're gonna feel amazing when you walk out the door. For me, that's using peachy or bronzy eyeshadows, darker bronzy eyeliner, and a peachy pink blush and a peachy pink nude lipstick. I feel like for me, that makes my eyes pop the most, and it's not too much to maintain on the lips, but it still makes them look nice. I just feel like that is my go-to easy but pretty makeup look. That's what I tend to go to when I want something that I can throw on and feel good. So that is it for my 10 things that I do for myself to look and feel my best over 40. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found something useful or at least entertaining out of it. It may have been Luke, I don't know. And if you haven't visited Risa's channel, please go visit her channel. I really think that you'll like it over there. And thank you so much for watching today. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you here on a regular basis. Please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when I upload. I do upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. I am very active on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll put those on the screen and in the description box so you can go find me over there too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.